Excuse me. I was laughing. Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. I was having a little problem with my stream in here for a minute. It posted late and it didn't want to act right, so I had to do some adjustments real quick. So let me get to it while my grandson is asleep. Now, this topic came up the other day. I was actually on somebody else's channel, and Muddy Boots Gardner, he was on there. I think it was the OCD chick channel. She did her first live, and I was watching it, and I made a comment, and the Muddy Boots Gardner was on there, and he was talking about me and the Walking Dead zombies, and he was laughing because he think I'm gonna get killed. We all gonna get killed if zombies are like that, where everybody who end up dying become a zombie. But I was just thinking that really it's only like what 4 types of zombies really that you got to worry about. Hello, Heritage Heart Homestead. Hello, Gosh Gardner Josh. Hello, Lori. And hello, Adam. And the House of X's Entertainment is in the house. Hey. Okay. He's from New York, in case you guys don't follow his channel. I think he was in the Bronx the last time I seen him. He was doing a walk around video. Anyway, what I was talking about with the zombies. Now, if the zombies do happen, I mean, I'm a big fan of all zombie movies. You know, I grew up with the zombie movies and Vincent Price and all these scary black and white movies. So, you know, zombie movies just fell right into my lap. Zombies and dinosaurs. That's me. So, like I said, there's only really 4 types. You got the Walking Dead Walking Dead zombies that move really slow. Then you got the Z Nation zombies that talk now, but they move fast. And then you got the World War Z zombies that just out of their mind. They just like ants. They crawl on top of each other. If you ever seen the movies. And then you got the Zombieland zombies. So I prefer to deal with the Walking Dead zombies because they move about my speed. And I said, hey, Tony, how you doing? Okay. All right. Yeah, Tony's in the house. Tony for Our Cabin in the Woods. If you don't subscribe to Tony, please subscribe to Tony. Tony is a very, very good guy. He tells you a whole lot, and he does a whole lot. And them goats he got, and them deer that be in his yard is something else. But anyway, that's Tommy. That's Tony. It says Heritage Heart says, "Oh no, Walking Dead dinosaurs." It would be funny, wouldn't it? The dinosaurs come back and be Walking Dead. Yeah, we all be dead then. On the zombies that are glued to the cell phones, laugh out loud. You know what? That you're right. They are. People who, they don't even walk where they go. I have seen people get hit by cars when I was delivering mail, walking across the major intersection with the people making those right turns on red. I see them get hit by cars because they on their phones. They don't pay attention. They get hit. Yeah, those are zombies. See, like the zombies I deal with every day is the crackhead zombies. You know, those are people that are zombies because they zonked out on that stuff and they have one thought in their mind, what they can steal to get the next fix. You know, it's sad, but that's how it is in this big city I live in. Most of them, usually this time of year, they usually locked up. You know, they try to get locked up for the winter. You know, they know they're not going to do any hard time, so they try to do petty stuff. But we don't have a 3-strike rule here in Cleveland. You know, we don't have that here. So they would lock them up, put them in a halfway house or whatever, and then they'd be back out for the summer. So as soon as the weather's break, you start seeing this zombie season again here. But let me get back to the zombies. See, now, the zombies, yes, I can survive a zombie apocalypse because I'm prepared. First off, you don't need cardio. So they say you need cardio. That means you're going to be running for your life all the time. What you need is a fortress. You need a safe spot. Now, the zombies in The Walking Dead really didn't walk up the stairs. you know, they had to fall up the stairs basically, because I watched this one episode where these two people was hiding up the stairs. The zombies never came up the stairs. I watched another episode where the zombies was falling on each other, basically crawling up the stairs. So anyway, what you need a fortress, and you got to have it up high. Don't go on the roof. You go on the roof, you're dead. Like I say, I don't know how these zombies can walk up the stairs when they can barely lift their feet. I mean, they shuffle. You ever watch them? They shuffle. So if they shuffling, I can beat them. I can beat them in a foot race, because I may have bad knees and the sore hip. Hip is going bad, but I can move. You know, it'll be painful, but when your life is on the line, you don't think about pain. That adrenaline kick in, and you just gone. Okay, and plus I got a zombie killer. Yeah, those of you who seen my video where I got the little hatchet thing, I'm ready. But that's what you got to do. You got to outsmart them. You got to outthink them. You got to have traps. You know, dig a nice hole around your place. You know, get you a backhoe and dig you a trench. You know, and then put some kind of the bungee spikes in there or something for the zombies. I ain't talking about 50 people now. I don't want YouTube to say I'm trying to tell people how to kill people. No, this is zombies I'm talking about. Yeah, you gotta explain that to YouTube, because they will snatch your channel away from you. You're screwed if you get some 28 days later zombie. Oh yeah. Everybody's screwed. Everybody's screwed. There's nothing you can do. It's like I say, World War Z zombies and Z Nation zombies, the ones that move real fast, and 28 days later zombies. There's nothing you can do. When zombies moving that fast, you dead. You dead. I mean, you can forget it. Even the military wouldn't be able to handle them, because there's so many of them. You see, I must be a zombie because I feel Grandpa shuffle about. Like, yeah, well, I shuffle sometimes too, but most of the time, if I got my cane, I'm okay. See, when I don't have my cane, I take my time, because I feel unsteady just in case I fall. You don't want to fall. You know, people our ages, they say we fall, we usually break something. I don't want to break nothing. I have enough problems. I don't need to break something. You say Heritage Hearts Homestead says our Z zombies there were fast. Or Z zombies are fast. Z zombies are fast. You watch them. Some of them are fast. See, Z zombies, they had stages. The early ones, they just turn, they can run. But the later ones, they shuffle because they decompose. I guess that's how theirs are. Yeah, that was it. The Nation. Yeah. Operation Hammer Down. The FAE. You know what? People may think I'm crazy, but actually our government do have a zombie apocalypse plan. They don't have plans for hurricanes or tornadoes and stuff that people need, but they have a plan in case we have a zombie outbreak. so like I say, you better take it serious, because they do have a plan for that. And like I said, it's crazy stuff. You know, like I watched the movie once called The Crazies. And there was a chemical that got released by the government, a plane crash, and the people in the town, they wasn't exactly zombies, but they were crazies. You know, they just went crazy and they were killing people and doing crazy stuff. And they can operate guns and knives and stuff. So I mean, you get some stuff like that, you ain't got to hope. You know, that'll put them on a different level altogether. Going thermal, yikes. I'm back. Hey, Grandpa. Hey, Magic Ball, how you doing? Hey, prepared veteran, excuse me. I'm talking ahead of myself. Let's see. I don't think you're crazy for the way things are going. Nothing will surprise me. Anything can happen at any point. You're right about that, because like I said, I never really gave it much thought. I always thought it was like science fiction and stuff like that. The zombies, they might have been real at some point, but you had to really, do stuff to them like they used to do over in Haiti, and get that stuff and put it in their bodies. And over in some parts of South America, they had this stuff that they could take and make a person look like they were dead, but they wasn't dead. But eventually they woke up, and next thing you know, they're buried alive. But they had that stuff. Yeah, I wanna shout out to all the people in the South that got hit by the storms that came through yesterday. I mean, I hope everybody made it through. I know it came through Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, and all them places down south, and it was coming toward the southeast. It was going to go up the coast. I hope everybody's making it safe and got their generators and everything just in case they lose power, and got their food and stuff ready just in case you lose power, because you don't want to be in the dark. Okay, now let me get back to the zombies. Now, if a hurricane do come and you and the zombies come, you in the dark. You don't want to be in the dark with a zombie. But I mean, that's just something I was thinking just now. Let's see, get people to thinking about resources and defense, etc. That's what I say. See, that's one reason I will survive a zombie apocalypse, because see, I'm not gonna try to outrun the zombies, so I won't need cardio, and then I would know that I wouldn't be able to outrun them because of the pure number that they are. So I would, like I say, I would just fortify my place. Hey, Tibor, I would get me like a backhoe. First thing I would get is a backhoe and trench out the place. Zombies are not very smart. I would put a trench around my place. I ain't gonna put a moat around it, and I'm gonna put stuff in that trench. You know what I mean? You know, I have a lot of gasoline on hand, because whatever fall in that trench is gonna get doused with gasoline and burned, because I don't want a lot of dead zombie bodies around causing diseases and stuff like that. And that's what you got to do. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just got to outthink them. That's what you got to do. And we usually can outthink whatever comes into our neighborhood. Exactly. You know, some people just don't know. You know, my son is in the military. In the military, got technology that make it sound Star Wars. Seems like yellow bus technology. You're right. I said about 6 months ago, I was talking about those sonic wave cannons that the U.S. going to install on all ships and airplanes. And I don't think everybody watched that video when I was saying it, because I did say it, and that was 6 months ago, that they replacing all regular cannons and whatever. They're going to put them new sonic cannons on there. See, that's because when we go to space, bullets don't travel like they do on Earth, because there's no atmosphere. But sonic waves do. So when we go to war in space with the Space Force, they got to have a weapon to use. And they're going to use all the sonic stuff that we build. And, you know, we do have a few lasers, but they like the old muzzle loaders, stuff like that. Now y'all got me talking about aliens, and you don't want me to start talking about aliens, because there's so much stuff going on out there with all these alien sightings over the last 2 weeks. I mean, it don't even matter anymore. People done got numb to it. It's just like people got numb to walking around with their cell phones. If they don't have their cell phones, they just start spazzing out. It's just the way it is. Hey, Uncle Al, how you doing? And like I said, so anyway, I don't want to start with talking about the lizard people, the ant people, or the dragon people, because they were here before we were, and all the hybrids and the subterraneans and all the vast underground cities that we have here that we don't even discuss anymore, because see, we got so much stuff going on in the world right now. I mean, with all this stuff, that when the zombies do come, what's going on? Hope zombies don't get you. You know what? The zombies are always trying to get me. Like I told you, what I call zombies here right now is the crackheads. And every time I go to a gas station or a little store, a little mom and pop store, there's always 3 or 4 zombies standing out there want to bum money. Yep, it's always 3 or 4 money. Zombie aliens, please, no zombie aliens, because they could be zombie aliens. Yeah, but it's interesting, because like I love to talk about sci-fi and the aliens, but right now I would try to stay on top, because I've been drifting since I started. So let me get back to a sensible train of thought. Okay. So basically, the way I would survive, since I'm talking about can I survive, I would first get me a place. I would try to get me a place with a second floor and a first floor, but I would fortify it. I would get me a backhoe. You know, I ain't talking about the kind that be on the street corners over there. I'm talking about a backhoe. You know, people know what I'm talking about, digging the ground and make a trench. I would make it about a good 6 feet long, and maybe about 6 by 6 feet, maybe 8 feet, because body's gonna be falling on top of bodies. I want to make it about 8 feet deep, 6 feet long. That way, I'm sure that if they get in, because I will build a fence around it, and build a fence, have a backhoe, and if they get past the fence, And if they get past the trench, because I'm gonna burn them, they get in the trench, because I'm gonna try to have a cameras out there watching everything. Then that's when I had to go back to my third level of defense. See, the fence is first, fence or wall or whatever. The trench is second. My third level of defense is gonna be, I would say dogs, but they bite my dog. My dog is get turned into a zombie. No, my third level will be another fence. See, it won't be like the first fence. It'll be a fence just to slow them down, so I can come up there and do what I have to do. It may be like I would say maybe a 4 foot tall fence made out of wood. You know, you see no fence made out of wood, so I could stab them through the fence, stab them through the fence, stab them through the fence, or whatever. And then after those three fences fail because of the sheer number of zombies that they're going to be out here in the world, is I might be the only human alive. I'm just saying, you know, I might be like what Will Smith in that movie. What was that? The I Am Legend, which was a remake of a remake. You know, the Omega Man with Charlton Heston and Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. I might be like that, you know. So I would definitely have a place that's solid. Hopefully, no windows. If I do have windows, hopefully I got shutters, you know, roller shutters, or I just board them up, you know. And then I would have a place up high on the second floor, where I could survive for a while. But eventually, food is going to run out, so I should have an escape plan. Now, my escape plan, since I'm not good at tunneling and I can go up high, and I think I could make you know, what's those things come? Shoot, a drip line or whatever that is. When they be, yeah, I can get one of them up there. They could maybe go from the roof where I'm at to maybe the next yard outside the fence. But see, no telling what's on the other side of the fence. So it's basically I can survive for a while, but eventually everybody's gonna die. We all gonna be zombies. Okay, that's my whole thing. Zip line. There you go, Adam. That's what it is. A zip line. Thank you, Tabor. Yeah, so I thought if you fire a gun in space to space station, you could hit a pop can on the moon, no gravity, hyper acceleration. You're right, the bullet just gonna keep accelerating, but it's hold up. It's no guarantee that where you fire is gonna be. Oh, man, these telemarketers, they crazy. They crazy. They keep calling. I thought we had one of them laws that say you couldn't call. Wonder how many people would actually consider a shopping mall. You know, I love that movie. You know, I love that they remade it. You know, when they was in the shopping mall, because they had everything in there and all that stuff. But see, eventually they gonna get in because they always get in because the simple fact that somebody that's in your group gonna want to get out and act a fool, and that's what happened. They wanted to get out. They got complacent. They just had to get out. But the shopping mall, everybody, and their brother gonna be at the shopping malls. But we don't have many malls left in Ohio. At least up here where I'm at, I can think of two we still got, and they got some vacant stores in there. So the big malls are just about out of business up here in Ohio. Well, and I should say Ohio and Cleveland. Let's see, Uncle Al Supply Depot, PB. They make bad movies on shopping malls. Yeah, shopping malls will be good. I mean, any place you can get that's solid could be good. Yeah, because I would say I always try to stay away from malls because people gonna congregate up there. You're gonna be fighting. You're gonna like in The Walking Dead. You're gonna have to fight other people. Like in The Walking Dead zombies, they were so slow. Those my kind of zombies. You just, you know, you can kill off 15, 20 at a time just with a knife. You know, I watched the one the other day. They killed off about 20, 25 zombies. 2 guys did. Not even a scratch on them. But see, those you can kill. But the worst part is you have to watch out for the people. Now, the people in the zombie apocalypse is going to be the ones you're going to have to watch out for. Because really, there's no way we can actually prep for a zombie apocalypse. I mean, we talk about it, we think about it, But until it actually happened, there's no way you could prep for it because you don't know exactly what you need to do. Well, you know what you need to do, but you don't know exactly how you're going to do it because you don't know what's going to happen around you. You don't know if everybody in your neighborhood going to come to your place because they're afraid of the zombies. I mean, what you going to do? You're going to throw them out there to get eaten, but you know you ain't got enough food to feed everybody. Are you going to start killing them or are they going to start killing you? It's just going to be a mess. So I have no idea how a zombie apocalypse will play out here in America. I mean, maybe in the heartland, you may be able to handle them better because they'll be spread out. They'll be eating your horses and giving the deer to zombies, making deer into zombies. We had deer zombies up here for a while there. Oh, John Coffey said I would live in the mall. Well, Great Northern. Yeah, they got malls out there. They got Great Northern where he lives at. Yeah, I've been there. Man, well, I've been when they built it. I've been there a lot. That's where my wife hang out. She'll be there this weekend. Prepared Veterans say apparently someone did a study and concluded that a large supermarket, Costco, is an example, will yield around 25 years of food and supply for one person. Laugh out loud. Yes, probably. You see the size of the containers they get when you go in there. They got giant stuff, but they sell it in bulk at a Costco. But you got to remember, everybody's gonna be trying to go to those big box stores. They're gonna be just like when we had the toilet paper run. The first time that the government or anybody says that the zombies are real and they're out here, everybody and their brother gonna be at these stores. There's gonna be another run on toilet paper. Another run, and no store's gonna have anything, and no trucks are gonna be running. Hey, my Alabama Farm Life, it's going to be no trucks, so it's going to be basically just you and whatever you got. You know, now this guy, let's see. You're right. You're right. A warehouse would make a great fortress. Like I said, when I was working, I delivered to a bunch of factories. You know, a bunch of factories. I had a business route toward the end of my career. As a matter of fact, I delivered to our Channel 8, our CBS up here, and in a Muni Light plant, which was good because they have fences around their places and they have security cameras, and that was great. Okay, Twin Brooks, he listening to me while he at work. So he say, yeah, and Prepared said lots of zombies and no toilet paper. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that is bad. Yeah, that is bad. And besides, you got to be careful if you want to go to the bathroom. You know, like in Zombieland, Jesse Eisenberger said, if you go to the bathroom, just don't go in there alone because you get caught on the toilet by a zombie. But it's crazy. I mean, when you really think about it, because we got so many zombie movies, and zombies are so popular nowadays. But and then, like I said, there's no cure. See, when I used to watch these old zombie movies, it was always a cure. Nowadays, there's no cure. You know what I mean? There's no cure. And then, like in The Walking Dead, because like I said, I'm a big fan. I watch every season. I'm watching the season now, and I watch all the spinoffs that always die. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, Rick died, Michonne gone, you know, Shane died, you know. It's just the people just die. What's with Carl? I thought Carl was the one telling the story. He died. And so, you know, it's just crazy. I wouldn't want to have kids in this zombie apocalypse either, because this could be tragic watching your kid get eaten. And then, like I say, people after a few weeks, you know, because zombies are going to decompose. You don't see just skeletons walking around. They got to have a brain. Their brain got to still have some kind of function, I guess. And they still got to have muscle tissue on their bones to be moving around. But I seen some in the movies where they were just dragging half the body. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so anyway, after a few weeks, are you gonna turn into a zombie? Because see, sometimes I wonder about people. You know, I can look down the street sometimes and look at some of these people that's walking down the street. I say, man, he look like he'll eat somebody because he looked like he missed a couple of meals. And you never know. Zombies and aliens. Yes. 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 Always very entertaining. You can use a bit of cap that fires on a common soda bottle. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, T-Borg says we're talking Dawn of the Dead zombies or the crazy Z zombies. I can deal with the slow ones. That's what I was saying earlier. Now the Walking Dead zombies we can deal with, but Z Nation and World War Z zombies, even Zombieland zombies, you can't deal with some of them because see they got different qualifications in them. You know, some of them run fast, some of them shuffle along like me, and then but in the Walking Dead they all shuffle. I can deal with them, but like a Z Nation and a World War Z, you can't deal with it. And then somebody mentioned the 28 days later zombies, 28 weeks later. Those are the deadly ones. So if you run into 28 days later or World War Z zombies, just find you a nice place to die. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because I'm gonna find a nice place to die because it's gonna be a matter of time. Because first of all, they can outflank me, they can outrun me, and I don't think they can outthink me. But they just be so many of them. They rush so fast. I won't even have a time to use my machete on them. I had to be like a martial artist or something like that. Had to be one of them guys that know martial arts to move that fast to beat some of those zombies. You have a great day. Gotta catch up later. It's somewhere. All right, then you take care. Like I said, I usually don't stay on more than an hour. I won't talk more than an hour because sometimes I start to drift and I end up talking a little bit longer. But most of the time, I try to just be on for an hour. Let's see. Plenty of people roaming around weak and looking for resources. People in safety. You're right. It's going to be like that, because you're going to have the elderly, you're going to have the disabled, and then you're going to have the people that mentally ill and just people that's just out there to do you harm, all out in the same place at the same time. Because, see, we all going to end up refugees in the zombie apocalypse. It's going to be no safe place. We're going to be turning to the government for answers, and the government ain't going to give us any answers because they ain't going to know any answers. Where they're going to be locked up in the mountains and them caverns with all that nice food and stuff they got put away for them, while the rest of us will be out here starving. Yep. And the billionaires, they ain't worried about it because they got their own place out there, and they got their own private army, so we'll be all right. Let's see. Wonder how many people have bought a samurai sword since The Walking Dead. You'll be surprised. I even got that one. Like I said, I've been going to the state Comic-Con. I've been going to this for like 5 years. Last year they didn't have one. This year they didn't have one. They had one last year, but this year would have been March. It would have been March 1st. And they canceled it because of the thing. But last year I got mine. But they sell samurai swords. They sell double-edged axes. They sell all that stuff. They sell it all. It's real. It's not TV stuff. It's real stuff. So don't cut your hand off. Stuff like that. So you'd be surprised how many people out here actually own swords. and I say, and those, like I say, those axes with double edge on there, and machetes like me. Question is, can The Walking Dead teach preppers about any event? You know what? The Walking Dead can teach preppers something. If you substitute the dead for people that's out there that's unprepared, you know what I mean? People that's out there that's unprepared, and you can see how they affect what's going on. And you got the people that is out there that's prepared, getting their stuff taken by the gangs and the stronger, because it's like the strong survive. Like you had Alexandria, which was started by an ex-politician and her husband who was like a college professor, and they They had electricity. They had walls up around the city. They took the walls that was going to be placed in a shopping mall, and they built this wall around the city of Alexandria. And they had solar. They had solar power, which powered everybody's house. They had a nice house. I mean, it was nice. Alexandria was. It was like paradise. But you had people in there that had issues. Plus, Rick them always have issues. I thought they were the bad guys. I still think they're the bad guys. And then you had other people from the outside that was coming in and told them that if they didn't give them stuff, that they were going to burn their city down, and they would give them stuff. It's just like it was in the feudal age, where you had the land barons, and the barons would tell the people, if you want to stay on my property or work my land or something like that, you had to pay me a tariff or a tax every so often to stay on my property. And that's how it is in The Walking Dead, because you had Woodbury, which burned down. You had Alexandria. You had the Kingdom. Then you had what's that place? I can't think of it. The one that got burned down, Maggie's back. And you had all these places, but they were all being not blackmailed, but bullied by one group. And that's the way it is. I am Negan. And that's the way it is. And it can teach you something, that if things like that is going to happen, that the strong will prey on the weak. It's going to happen. It's the way it is. The perfect example, if you ever watched The Postman with Kevin Costner, remember the sign of the 8? They had an 8 on their arm. Now, these guys were riding around on horses. The guy used to be a used car salesman or whatever he was, a copier salesman, and he organized a bunch of rogues and thieves and killers and stuff, and he was running half the country out there, making people pay. He would go to different places, different cities, and make them pay. Give me all your fruit, give me all your vegetables, give me half of this, give me half of that. And that's all he did. That's how they lived. They ran everything. They were basically a government into themselves. And as always, if you ever watch a lot of apocalyptic movies or TV shows, you will see that that's what happens in a lot of them. That there's always somebody out there organizing some group that gonna muscle everybody else and take their stuff. It's always like that. Even in this one, I liked it was called Revolution, where the power went out, and everybody went back to the dark ages because they couldn't get the power on. And that's what happened with them. They split the United States up in so many different sections. And that would happen. If something happened in this and we had a collapse, the United States won't be the United States anymore. It won't be. We have no central government, no federal government. The guys that's in the White House on congressmen and senators or wherever they are, they just be wherever they are, because whatever they say ain't gonna be law. The law is gonna be basically every man for themselves, or every family for themselves, or every street block, or every community for themselves. That's the way it's going to be. Let me see. I got a lot of people in here I haven't recognized. Hey, Nana, how you doing? She's in the house. Purple Step with Nana Brenda. Let's see. I thought I seen somebody else here. Hold up. Let me move this back a little bit. Okay, I see Teresa in the house. Let's see. I see Pearl's in the house. Let's see. Okay. Hey, so you can learn from The Walking Dead. But what you will learn is that people are gonna be every man for themselves when they come in that situation, because one thing, there is no, it's WORL. There is no law. World without rule of law. So it's every man for themselves. So you got to be armed. That's why I always tell people, have your stuff for your food, have your stuff for your water, have your stuff for your generators and stuff like that. I mean, stuff we can handle right now. When like the storm just came through, I hope everybody was prepared for it, because it's coming every year, and you just have that ready. But the stuff we don't know is coming is the looters. Last year we had so much looting and violence and stuff like that, that if you didn't have a gun, you might become a victim. And 9 times out of 10, most crimes are of opportunity. They don't just come to say we're going to do this. They come to see if you got something to stop them from doing it. And that's how crimes happen. Most of them are crimes of opportunity because most people are just normal people, everyday people. But if they find an opportunity where they can take what you got, they would do it. You see what I'm saying? It's always a crime of opportunity. That's why I say, yeah, man, I have been waiting for a zombie apocalypse my whole life. You might get your wish because I don't know. You know, I'm not allowed to talk about the facts, you know, because they don't want people to be scared of it, and I don't know nothing about it because I don't have anything, you know, to actually prove anything. But I don't say anything about it. But you never know. You never know. I might wake up one morning, I look over on the other side of my bed, and my wife done turn into a zombie. What you gonna do? I mean, you know, it's just be crazy. You never know. You never know. You never know. Hey, Paul Jet. Yeah. Then the people who defend themselves get in trouble. We are gonna be getting in trouble, but I wouldn't worry about it in the zombie apocalypse. There is no trouble because it'll be teal walking, like I said, and it'll be a world without rule of law. It'll be no law. You'll be the law because the central government it won't be there, and America won't be America anymore. A zombie apocalypse would tear this country apart. It would, because see, I'm not gonna wait for them guys in Washington to tell me not to defend myself against zombies. That's why you can't find ammo now. People laugh at me. I don't mind. I laugh at me. I mean, they've been laughing at me for years. But I tell you one thing: when the power go out and they look around, and they see my house got lights, they stop laughing. Let me tell you this little story. It is a true story. Now I posted a video. You know, I got a lot, you know, and I had that lot, and I put a fence around, and now I got grass and everything there. Nice lot. I bought it for it was $100. You know, it was $1 application fee and $100 for the lot, so $101. So I bought this lot. The only reason that lot became a lot because the house next door, it was a stash house. And those of you that live in the city, you know what a stash house is. They don't sell the drugs out of the house. They hide the drugs in the house. You know, that's where they keep the drugs hidden. You know, they come and they resupply from this stash house, right? Police knew it was there. I used to watch them send undercover guys that I knew from when I was delivering mail that were doing this stuff on the street, make buys there, you know, but they're not supposed to sell it from there, but it's a stash house. And they had the house because they had a slum landlord that would not fix the roof. The roof was leaking for years, but he bought the house at an auction, and he never fixed the roof. So eventually, the people got busted. The house became empty. People would go in there looking for any kind of drugs that might have been in it. Because I mean, many times I had to go over there and seal them doors up because they kept knocking them in. And they would go in there. They took all the pipes out, all the copper out. So basically, it had no pipes and no copper in the bottom of the house. And then once they went in there and took the water pipe loose, and so the basement flooded. The basement had like 4 inches of water in it. And so plus the roof, like I said, was leaking. And finally, one of the city inspectors came out and put a condemned sign on it. And that's what happened. They came in, they knocked it down, and I bought it real quick. Not the house, but the lot. So anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about my lot. Anyway, and I forgot what I was going to say about that relating to the zombies. But anyway, like I say, zombies are out there. So I got the drifting, and I done got a different train of thought. Hey, Recyclable Homestead. Postman is always a good source of intel. You're right. You're right. You know, Postjet, you say, will there still be in America in 2024? I hope it will be, but I don't know. I don't think we're going to make it past 2022 before something really major happens. We done had just about everything happen in my lifetime. I'm just waiting for the zombies, for the aliens to just come out and say, here we are. And they gonna just come out. You know, right now they out there, but only a few people know who they are and where they are and what they look like because they got these hybrid kids with humans or whatever they have that they've been breeding for years, and they have I ain't gonna say psychic power. They have telekinetic power. They're just normal people, except their brain is more they can do telekinetics on other people's brains, make you see things that ain't there. You know what I mean? So basically, I don't want to get into this right now. I'm waiting until I get my nephew on here because he wants to elaborate more on that. But like I say, but that's what I'm waiting on, and I think that's going to happen probably around 2022. That's if we don't go to war with Russia and China between now and then. But you know, Russia just got hit with that 6.9 earthquake a couple of weeks ago, and then China, you know, they got that sandstorm apocalypse out there right now. It's gonna be they're gonna end up with parts of their country that's gonna be like the dust belt, you know, that we had in America. You know, we had that dust belt when that stuff came in. That's what's happening over there in parts of China. But I don't care about China, and I don't care about Russia because they ain't doing nothing but trying to kill us best they can. But anyway, I'm drifting again. People don't use light, just use it. Yeah. Texas in the house. Hey, FJM 1061. Haven't heard from you this day. Glad you showed up. So anyway. You know what, John Coffey, I because some of them, I ain't gonna say no exact brands, but even the Pope said don't get some of them. But I'm not even gonna say what I'm talking about. But people that been following me, you know what I'm talking about, because some of them got those nanites in it, and some of them got embryo DNA in it, you know, for baby fetuses or whatever. That I don't know. It's a choice, and I'm not gonna tell anybody not to, because see, who knows? You might get the one that got the nanites and it might heal all your ills. Or you might get the one that got the baby fetuses in it and might make you turn into a zombie. Who knows what might happen? It's a Teresa say, I'm worried about China more. You know what? China got problems right now. See, we don't hear about all their problems. But China got problems like we got problems. They got a lot of civil issues right now. And right now, it's only a few of them that's doing stuff to us. And they basically what they doing to us is cyber stuff. You know, they trying to mess us up cyber with all these cyber attacks. They really doing that to us. I mean, they got troops out here. They got those crazy that gun ho want to chop off a few American heads and stuff like that. But basically, until they stabilize, and I say China is not stable. You know, unlike Korea is stable, but China is not stable right now. And I will probably see China collapse before they even try to do anything to us. I mean, it might be one guy sitting, one rogue general in there with his hand on the button on one of the missile launchers that we have to worry about. But as far as organized, totally together, they're not together right now. They were, but they're not anymore. Nina, they ain't have been done. That's funny. Watch out for those murder hornets out there. Prepare better. He right. We didn't have all this stuff. It's kind of remind me of the you remember the Japanese Beatles when they first came here in the 60s? I ain't talking about the English Beatles, you know, the Woody group, but we had Japanese Beatles when they first came here. We used to go out there and them things with they, you know, Japanese Beagle, they big, they black, they about this big, they about the size of a quarter. And you can find them. They only flew out at night. They only came out at night. You'd be sitting outside and all these beetles come flying out. We used to take our baseball bats and we used to smack them out of the sky. And around summertime when we had the 4th of July, we had fireworks. We used to put fireworks in the beetle hole and blow them up. But they were here, you know. They didn't last long. They got rid of them. But it's just crazy that things are out here that we get from these other countries, like those murder hornets. You know, I seen them. Somebody posted a video where the murder hornet was fighting a prey mantis and a bumblebee. Not a honeybee, but the bee, you know, queen bees. And they killed the hornet. But I mean, it's just crazy stuff out there that can kill you. Don't get me started about going into the woods, because you know how I feel about that. But anyway, I'm just about through with the zombies and talking about the zombies because there's only so much you can talk about because, like I said, once you get out here, like for me, the only way I'll be able to survive the zombies is fortify my position. First, I can't fortify my position here in the city. I mean, in the city, I'm dead. I'm just too many people, too many zombies. You figure I got 389,000 people here. Let's say 300,000 are zombies. I don't have that many bullets, and I know my arm will fall off before I kill all them zombies. So I would say I had to get out to the country and get that backhoe working, and maybe I'll make 2 trenches. Just keep trying to kill as many as I can until eventually I run out of food and stuff like that. But it's a no-win situation because you can survive, but you won't live. See, that's 2 different things. Surviving and living is 2 different things. See, that's what we do when we prepare for emergencies. We survive so we can live. People, like I told the guys in my one video, make your place in a natural disaster, any other kind of disaster, an oasis. In the desert, you're an oasis. You want to come in here and you want to be comfortable. I mean, everything can be falling out, burning up around you, and you sitting at home whistling. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? Art by Adrian's in the house, and you just comfortable, and you want to be that way. You don't want to have to be struggling, even though you prepare. You want to have to say, man, this is so hard to keep living. You want to be comfortable because that's why you prepare. You want to say, well, I'm hungry. I'm going to go in there and get me a can of peaches. Go get your can of peaches. I'm saying I'm hungry. I want to get me something to eat. I'm going to go get some cheeses. Get you some cheeses. Like me, I got my cheeses. I love cheeses. See, this is 4 cheese flavor. That's not advertising for them. I just want y'all to know. All right. I just like cheeses, all different flavors. I mean, but that's one thing you got to do. I mean, we work so hard all our lives, and most of us that watch me, we are senior citizens. Most of us have problems with mobility or sight or even hearing. The 5 senses. You got sight, sound, touch, smell, and what's the 5th one? Sight, sound, taste. I should have known that because I'm going to be eating these things. But you want to be able to enjoy our golden years. You don't want to, just because somebody say you won't survive, you get that in your mind and say you won't survive, but we will survive. I mean, like I say, it's only 2 things that will not let us survive, and that's, like I say, if Yellowstone blow up, that's when all bets are off, or an alien invasion. Any alien invasion. I mean, when they come in, they shoot these rockets and missiles and stuff. They ain't here to make you they servant. They here to kill you and take your planet. So it's just like we ants. And you see ants outside and they all over the place. First thing you do, you go get the bug spray and you start spraying. And that's us. We're the ants to the aliens. And they want to get rid of us. Let's say our papers will move to Kelly's Island to be surrounded by water. No worries about zombies. Zombies from the island live. You know what? I thought about that because Kelly's Island. John Coffey. That's the unpaid explorer. In case you guys didn't know, we're neighbors up here. He's a little bit farther away from the lake than I am, but my brother does have a boat. It's a nice sized boat. It got a cabin in there that can sleep 4. So I take it out there, but I won't go to Kelly's Island. Because a lot of people like you gonna be at Kelly's Island. I'm gonna go to Rattlesnake Island. That little island that they keep selling off every other year. It doesn't have any snakes on it anymore. But the Rattlesnake Island, John Coffey, go to that one. You better bring your own food though. You grow stuff there. But Kelly's Island, that's a tourist thing. You can go to Putin Bay, take the boat over. Yeah, but Kelly's Island is nice. Island is nice if you get to an island. We got quite a few out there in the lake. I mean, on the American side and on the Canadian side, because we have Lake Erie up here. And then like the people in Florida, they got all those small islands off the Florida Keys and stuff down there. And I'm not talking about going to Cuba. I'm not talking about going to that island. I'm just saying, but they do have islands out there because they do sell islands all the time. People got private islands. But like I say, one thing about it, you will be safe, but you will be isolated. And once the winter come up here in the north, If you're on an island in one of these lakes up here, and if the lake don't freeze over, you stranded. You know, you got to wait for the lake to freeze over so you can walk across to get supplies. And something else could walk across to get you. So it's always something, good or bad. You never know. Good or bad, you never know. Like I say, if like I say, once I hang up and finish doing this video, all of a sudden we get on the news and the sirens start going off and they say, look, we have a zombie outbreak. I wonder how many people are actually going to start going in there and getting their guns and get loaded. Alcatraz Island, if you're near San Francisco. Yeah, you know, it's a tourist spot now, but you know what? It's a movie about people living in the zombie apocalypse on Alcatraz Island, some scientists and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's good. But that's, like I said, you gotta make sure you got enough supplies when you're on them places. Oh, wandering Stargate. Forts are always good. You know, military bases is always good. You know, anytime, any place you can be where you secluded is good. That's why I say I had to leave out the city and go into a smaller place out in the country so I can build a better fortress. Because see, when you're dealing with zombies, you want to be high off the ground, but not on the roof. But you want to make sure you got something where if you're dealing with the Walking Dead zombies now, I'm talking Walking Dead zombies because World War Z zombies, you forget it. You forget it. There's no way we can beat the World War Z zombies. Now, the 28 Days zombie, the way they say they can beat them was starve them out. If they have nothing to eat, they're going to starve because they're not dead. They just got that virus in them or whatever. But the Walking Dead zombie and the World War Z zombies, it's two different types of zombies. Yeah, so you got to be able to handle those. Let's see. Max Brooks wrote World War Z. He did a great related research. Yep. So, like I say, if you're prepping for zombies, I'm gonna tell you, if you're prepping for zombies, because you want to be able to prep for everything, I would say get you a flamethrower, but you can make small flamethrowers out of stuff, out of fire extinguishers. Those fire extinguishers, and you can load them up with coffee creamer and stuff like that. But I'm not supposed to be talking about that because they say I'm teaching people how to make weapons and bombs and stuff, and I can get in trouble. But I'm not saying that. So anyway, but a flamethrower is always good. But the problem with a flamethrower, if you use it in your house, what's going to happen? You're going to burn your house down. So you don't want to have to do that. But a flamethrower is always good if you're out in open places and out in the streets or something like that. And ammunition, because see, the only way to deal with a zombie outbreak is to kill the zombies because they have no emotions and the only thing they want to do is eat your brains. Brains. Hey, but if you see one of them walking zombies look like me, that's me. They got me. The urban grandpa. Yeah, they got me. But if not, then, you know, you just got to be able to, you say, I share your channel with Angry Prepper. I don't know if he has ever been in touch with me. No, you know what? He never been in touch with me. I see he have a lot of people on there all the time, you know, and I know he had two guys that I do follow and they know me. He had the Alaskan Prepper on there, and he had the Magic Prepper. You know, I don't know if you guys remember Magic Prepper. I remember when he first started. Yeah, he had those two guys on there, and I followed them. And yeah, but he never got in touch with me. He has a lot of people on there. He had I think he had the Prepper Nurse on there once too. Yeah, because he's in New York. I subscribe to him. I follow him as much as I can. But especially before he started doing live, when he wasn't doing live, I used to follow him because he's up there in New York and he lives in an apartment complex. So because I follow him. Yeah, he's the first I started watching. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Because like I said, I watch him and I subscribe to him. But like I said, I don't watch him as much as I used to. You know, once they get to a certain point where they get so big, you know, they just go. They just go. You know, I don't mind them getting big. Ain't nothing wrong with being big. I wouldn't mind being big. I wouldn't mind having 50, 60,000 subscribers, but I don't have it. Let's see. You would need the medieval chain suit and a sword for zombies. Yeah, I would just go for the sword and maybe some duct tape. Go wrap my arms in duct tape because if they try to bite me, you know how hard it is to bite through duct tape. If it's not loose. Okay, so anyway, my time is winding down. I only got a few more minutes to talk because I don't like to talk too long. But like I was saying, what you need, the item. I'm gonna name 5 items that you would need to survive a zombie apocalypse for at least a week until you figure out what you're gonna do. The first thing you would need is a good car. All right, you need a good car, something that don't break down and stop on you because you're gonna need it to get out of Dodge. It's just no other way. You're gonna have to get away from the zombies, especially if you're in the city. You just gonna have to deal with all the people that's on the road and whatever. Might have to go to back trails or something like that. You might have to just take the back roads and get out of Dodge. The second thing you would need is a good knife. I'm not talking about a hatchet. I'm talking about a good knife, good, maybe a K-bar, something military, a good knife. Okay. The third thing you would need a machete or an axe, something longer than a knife. Okay. Okay. Now, the fourth thing you would need is a gun with some ammunition. I don't care what kind of gun it is, you need a gun with ammunition. Okay. And the fifth thing you would need, duct tape. People out there thinking, what they talking about duct tape? Let me put it to you this way. How many times have you watched the zombie movies? And these guys out there, they fighting, they out of ammunition. They done shot about 200-300 rounds. Now all they got is a knife or an axe. They out there killing the zombie. They killing the zombie. And all of a sudden, one zombie grab him by the arm while he ain't looking and bite his arm. The next thing you know, they done pulled all this out. So what you do is you get you some cardboard or something, maybe an extra pair of clothes, and wrap it around with duct tape on your arm. So if they bite down, I don't know how much pressure the human jaw can go through, but if once they bite down, they got you, so you kill them, and they didn't get through that because you had it duct tape and covered up whatever you had up under there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like she said, the chainmail armor, but it's lightweight and it's covered up with duct tape. I mean, it could be an extra shirt or something you can have wrapped around your arms or on your shoulders and stuff, like on your legs, because if you're in a zombie fight, you don't see what's going on. With zombie, you could be crawling on the ground, and next thing you know, he'll bit you in the back of your calf or something like that. And that happens all the time. You say Gorilla Tape is awesome. Yeah, I never used that. I used the glue though. Yeah, take the mouth shut. No, you can't take the mouth shut. You got to do like Michonne. She cut their jaw out to pull their jaw. So zombies ain't got no jaw. They can't bite. They just got teeth. Yeah. So yeah. So, I mean, but that's about it. Like I said, you need a good car because you're gonna have to get out of Dodge. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to sit there and try to fight them off. 2, I mean, it don't even got to be a car. I'm gonna just say transportation because you might want to use a motorcycle. Something like that. I ain't gonna say use a bicycle because you need something faster than that. And like I said, 2, a knife. 3, a machete or an axe. 4, a good weapon. Could be a handgun. It could be a long rifle. Could be a shotgun. It could even be a bow and arrow. A crossbow. And then 5, you need, like I say, duct tape because you're gonna need to protect yourself. That's gonna be your armor. See, people think I'm crazy, but think about it. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna read some of these posts and ask some questions. Let's see. The reason they bow and arrow if you can't get a gun. You're right, because right now with the price of ammo, a box of 50 rounds of 9mm ammo is $59 here. $59. 2 years ago, before the pandemic hit, I was buying them for $9.99. $9.99. $10 for a box of 50. And that same box of 50 that I bought 2 years ago is up to $60. They gouging because people are afraid and nobody wants to die, so they get ammo. So I ain't got mine before that, but I like to buy more, but I ain't gonna try to pay that much. Let's maybe stop going to the range. Let's see. Crossbow is very good. I mean, I don't know how many people go to Dick's Sporting Goods, but they just had a sale on crossbows with 25% off with extra arrows. So if you do get a crossbow, I got a friend. He's in Dayton. His name is Aaron Orlinger. He has a YouTube channel, and he also has a Facebook channel, and that's where you should watch him on Facebook. He teaches people how to shoot arrows, how to shoot crossbows, and he gives classes down there, and he sells a lot of stuff like that too. Let's see, Michonne is bad. I like Michonne, Adrian. Michonne's my girl. She won't be back for a while. She's out there somewhere. I don't know where she at. But Michonne with the swords, she kicks butt. Michonne, yeah. Let's see. I don't go to the range anymore. Ammo too expensive to plank around. You're right. That's why I say I haven't been to the range since the pandemic hit. First, I didn't go because there was too many people there that wasn't following the rules as far as being safe with the mask and stuff on. And then I went there one day. I went to get a box of ammo, and it went from, this was just 9mm. It went from $9 to $29. I say, man, they charging $30 for a box of ammo. So I didn't buy it then. Now that same box that was $30 last year, $60 this year. So I'm gonna wait. I got ammo, but I just miss going to the range shooting. It was a lot of fun there. Meet a lot of strange people. You meet a lot of strange people. So anyway, I wouldn't be myself if I didn't mention this about aliens. Now, just so you know, the aliens are real. I mean, they out there. They've been there. We just don't know why they out there, and they are real. Now, I told you the moon is hollow. You know, I don't know why people think it ain't, and because see, the moon don't act like anything else. First, it don't rotate. That's strange, and I can deal with that. It don't rotate, but it just sits there. Nobody knows what's on the dark side of the moon. They don't even talk about the dark side of the moon. Make sure you think about that. But every time stuff happens, because the International Space Station got so much footage of stuff flying from around behind the moon, passing their cameras, that they can't even stop people from watching it anymore. And then you got everybody got these cameras and telescopes. Now we see it ourselves. To say they're fallen angels and demons. Possibility. They got to come from somewhere, because like I say, we won't know until the end days, and the end days could be tomorrow. We don't know. Like I say, we don't know the time or the date. No man does, and that we can only speculate, because when it does come, a lot of us ain't going where we think we going. Some of us are going down. Ammo is very hard to find anymore. Anyway, pricey. Yeah, pricey. I'm not even looking anymore. I stopped looking. And like I say, you know, back in the days of the Sumerians and Egyptians and all that stuff, when we had all these people out there, and they were always calling stuff myth. The stuff that we finding out was myth is real. You know, we finding out that stuff that we thought wasn't real is real now, and that we don't have a way to explain it, just like they didn't have a way to explain it. So what can we say? Hey, Lee, Arkansas bound. Let's see. Hey, Urban Girl Gardening, Kiki Soto. And hey, 6-shooter Homestead and Prepping. Yeah, so like I say, I done got sidetracked again. I started talking about the aliens because I already mentioned everything you need to know about the zombies. I mean, you know, like I say, your best scenario in the zombie apocalypse is you get the Walking Dead zombies. But if they start showing you zombies like we had in Florida that one day when that guy was eating off that guy's face, you remember that, right? Everybody remember that, because he was high on bath salt. Those are the kind of zombies you don't want, because that guy could probably run and track you down and eat your face. But so you want the Walking Dead zombies. But one thing you got to learn about zombies, and it's just part of human physiology, is that they decompose. The longer they're out there, the more they decompose. You know, just like any other dead body. Eventually, if you can find you a safe place to wait them out, you know, where you got yourself sealed in and got enough food and stuff, and stuff like that, like John Carvey say, go to an island or something like that. If you can wait them out, the zombies will decompose. They will turn to bone. Flesh does not be, I gotta say, not living is gonna die. You know, even though it might be reanimated, it's gonna die. And eventually, all you're gonna have left is skeletons. There's no Walking Dead skeletons. That's why they move so slow. It's supposedly because the rigor mortis set in and their muscles are tight. You know, they won't move like they do. But anyway, that's a little zombie information that you might want to need if you ever get trapped by a zombie. You can try to wait them out and let them die, or you can kill them off. Either way, it's going to be a bad situation because, see, once they do, you got diseases out there. That's why I said I will build a trench around there, have plenty of gases, and burn them. You know, always burn them because you don't want that plague that could come from all that disease out there. All right, let's see. Here goes somebody got a good idea. He's saying an oil rig, great location. You are absolutely right. You get on an oil rig out there, especially in, I think, Texas, the Gulf of Mexico, down in that area, they got a lot of oil rigs out there. You know, you go one of them, as long as you got plenty of food on there, but usually they have work crews out there, like 100 guys out there working, so you got like food for 100 people out there. You should be okay. If you rub a zombie guts on you who walk slowly, yeah, thank you, one too. Yeah, you know what, Adrian? They did that in with Glenn and Rick. They did that, and they put their guts on you and stuff like that. But then they found out that later on in the episode that when the father guy, he put that stuff on there, they would put it on the walk out there, that they got an infection. You know, some people got an infection, they got sick from putting the dead skin guts on them. Yeah. But then you had these people out there that they called the Whisperers. That's what they did. They actually wore dead people masked faces. They you know, because human skin can turn to like leather. And you can make anything out of human skin, and that's what they did. They had a whole war. They were taking over stuff. But that's the walk. That's a whole other episode. That's like season 8. Okay, wondering, your nephew is coming to talk about better figure stuff. Yes, he is. He had a mishap. He was at the was he at Rocky River? He was on one of the reservations on the park. He likes to be out in the woods and stuff like that with his kids, and he was out there and he was taking pictures, and he fell and he broke his knuckle. He broke his knuckle, and they put a cast on him from his fingertips all the way up to his elbow for a broken knuckle. Yeah, so he today I know where he at now because I got a message from him saying don't disturb him for 4 hours because he's watching the new Superman Justice League movie. The Justice League movie that just came out today on HBO Plus or whatever it is. So he's gonna be here. Yeah, because he can tell you more. He's really into that stuff. And me too, because we had some great conversations, but his mind is still a little sharper than mine because, like I say, I tend to drift because I'm getting a little older now. And like I said, I don't concentrate as much as I used to. Yeah, so anyway, I'm past an hour that I said I was going to stay. So, yes, they wanted to say, oh, my, painful. Yeah, it was painful. I didn't feel a thing, but he did. Yeah, he heals fast. Yeah, he's young. He's I think he'll be 40. I think he's 41. Yeah, so he's young, way younger than me. But anyway, like I said, we deal with a lot of stuff right now. Like I say, right now, most of the South is dealing with the storms coming through. You know, and the worst part about it is people. I mean, every time let me get it to you this way. We got good people. We do have good people. We like what happened in Texas. We had good people. We had people pull together, take collection, send them water, send them clothes, send them food and stuff like that. Sent donations and took care of the people. People took care of people, not the government, not FEMA. You know, people took care of the people. You know, we organized people. They took care of stuff. You know, just like we always do, like we did when Katrina hit. We organized people, organized and helped out people. Like in our community on Facebook, when somebody needs help, you know, they ask for help. We organize, we help them out. But the government, don't count on them. Don't count on them. It's just like what's happening down south right now. With some of them tornadoes gonna come through, and they're gonna rip a few cities apart or whatever apart. You know it's gonna happen because that's why it is. That's what happens. You know, when you get these kind of storms, the people gonna take care of the people. We always do. That's we always do. We get those disaster relief funds and take care of our own. But then you get the bad people. And I mentioned bad people before. I mean, it only takes is one bad person, one bad people, and the news people would just dig in on it, because it's sensationalizing, and that can make everything bad because you got people that gonna loot, and like I say, it's crime of opportunity. I seen somewhere last year in North Carolina, not last year, the year before last in North Carolina, when they had that hurricane come up there and they evacuated most of the city. But some people didn't go, so always people don't go. And these people were ransacking a Dollar General. They were going in there just ransacking a Dollar General. And the news people was out there talking, they should stop this and stop that. Leave them people alone. It's just a Dollar General. It can be replaced. They got insurance. Anything can be replaced. So, but I can't understand why they do it. But sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it don't. But I don't get it. I don't get it because I've never been in this situation. And like I say, until you walk into somebody else's shoes, till you put their shoes on and walk in their path, you don't know what it's like. So I don't know what it's like because I never had to do that. I always got up and went to work every day. I always had food on the table every day. My father took care of me and my mother. And so I don't know. I had brothers and sisters. We all work. So I don't know. So until, like I say, until you walk into somebody else's shoes that don't have what you have, you'll never know. But anyway, that's something totally different. Yeah, okay. Let's see. So you got the good, the bad. Yep. It's a legend movie outbreak started with a cancer vac. You talking about I Am Legend with Will Smith? That's what started that? Oh man, I don't even think that. I don't even think that it started that way, because I see some of them like that movie Outbreak. It was started we call him a bat. A bat, and he dropped some stuff into a pig thing, and people ate the bad pig, and it just started from there. Ray, have you tested the Crisco 30-day candle? You know what? No, I didn't, but I have seen that, I haven't tested it yet. I haven't tested it yet because there's a whole lot of things you could do, especially if you got those tea light candles, you know what I mean? You can buy them. They come in like maybe 40, 20, 40, 60 to a pack. Those tea light candles, you'd be amazed on what you could do with those tea. Some people, they make these garden pot heaters, they get those hard heaters. I ain't talking about the plastic ones, those ceramic heaters, those ceramic pots, and they put them on there and they put these tea light candles in there, and then they heat up the ceramics, and it throws off heat to supposedly be able to heat up a whole room. I've seen the videos. I never tried it before, because I don't want to have to deal with too much loose fire when you got kids in the house that gonna be here, because you don't want to set your place on fire. So I don't know. You want to be very safe when you're doing anything. I have pure lard work better than never tested it. Lard, I know lard burns all the time. Crisco makes it, or it's the homemade. Have you watched The Road? It makes one thing. Yeah. The Road. I seen the road at the movie, and I was like, man, yep. You see this lead character in the road died. That tells you something. But like I said, I think they should have. I'm gonna tell you this: if you haven't watched The Road, this is a spoiler. Now, The Road is a very good movie. It first starts out with three people. Something happened. The wife runs out the door one night and just disappears out in the snow. You know, the son and the father, they hit the road. They go into the ocean. And they come across all kinds of people on the road. You know, all kinds. I mean, they cannibals and everybody. So they come to this one spot, which I thought that the movie should have ended, where they came across this guy's stash. I mean, they go in this bunker. It's like an underground bunker. You know, they had it built in this backyard. They lift this thing up and they walk down there. They got all this food, this canned food and stuff in there. And I thought they should have just stayed there. They had enough food in there. It looked like it could last them a couple of years. But they just took a couple of cans and they went off to do whatever. Which I said, why did they do that? I would have stayed there. But that's the road. The movie would have been the good it was, I guess. The road just did not make any sense to me. Yeah, I say he would have stayed. I would have stayed. If you need to cry, it's good to watch. Yeah, like I said, the father died. It was, yeah. Why did they had to get to the ocean? I don't know. They never did explain that because you can't drink that water. You know, the ocean is salt water. I thought they would anything. They would either they would go north up to fresh water or go somewhere like that. But they went to the ocean. I don't have no idea. If you get the chance to film Lighter My Life is Similar to the Road, it's on Amazon. I got Amazon, but I haven't seen it. Look, I got my pen. I'm gonna write that right now. Write that down right now. Because I see, like I said, I watch a lot of apocalyptic movies, and I love movies. Because, you know, I don't work anymore, so I have a lot of time when I'm not watching my grandson. I have time to watch movies. And I done seen some good ones and some bad ones. I've seen some that was crazy as heck, too. So, like I said, I wrote that down. I want the good prep skills to learn is how to desalinate seawater. You know what? That is very good. That's excellent, especially if you live down in Florida or along the East Coast. You know, that would be very nice that you learned how to do that. Purify fresh water, you know, up here, you know, to make it drinkable, you know. So, and plus, because like I said, I got a lake. I mean, I got a lake, and you need to have water. But like I said, the road was very good. I mean, I think one of the first apocalyptic movies I ever seen was not the first Mad Max, but the Road Warrior, the second one. And that made me think. And that was in Australia. I haven't seen that one, but we'll check it out. Castaway on an Island. Yeah, like Tom Hanks was stuck on that island with Wilson. Homestead Aquarius, he got Wilson now. But I mean, yeah, Robert, yeah, Wilson. So yeah, like I said, apocalyptic movies are always good to watch. You can always learn what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Because I watched this one. It was this guy. They was from Milwaukee, and something happened. I don't know, zombie apocalypse or whatever happened. So he had to go from Milwaukee to Kansas because that's what his girlfriend was. And she was safe at the safe place. And he was on his way to go down there, and he kept meeting up with groups of people. But the problem is that a lot of these groups of people didn't want to go to Kansas. So he would tell them that Kansas is safe, this, that, and the other, to get them to go. They had all this stuff down there. And then when they decided that they wanted to go somewhere else, 2 or 3 of them ended up getting murdered or killed. He was killing them off. You know, he was killing them off. He was the bad guy, and they didn't even know it. Gilligan's Island left. Yeah, they had the professor there. Was The Blob the first alien movie? Blob. With Steve McQueen. You know what? One thing about The Blob, I think that came in like 1960, but I think The Thing with James Arness was in 58. And then, like I said, they had the one with the ants. them. It was a lot of, the 50s and 60s was great for that era for sci-fi movies and alien movies. So, then they had It Came from Outer Space and all that stuff. It was a lot of good stuff. Like I said, I grew up. I couldn't wait for Vincent Price to have another movie, and Peter Cushing and John Carradine and all them guys, I love the Wolfman, Lon Chaney. See, kids nowadays they don't get these kind of movies. They get these other movies. Everybody a gangster driving down the street, shooting up everything. Everybody Nino Brown. Yeah, So I don't know, but that's me. Different era, different time. If I could have been a time traveler, let's say that was 1964. Let's say if I could have been a time traveler and I would travel from 1964 to 2014 or 2021, let's say 2021, and people was telling me right now about this pandemic and all this stuff like that, like a time machine. I wouldn't believe it. I mean, I would be scared to go back to 1964 and tell everybody what's going to happen in 2020. Can you imagine if you had to go back and you wasn't living in 1964 right now, and you had to tell people about 2020 or any other time in the 2000s, would they believe you? Yeah, Adrian, I used to like those. The black and white movies. Yeah, I love those. Still do. I turn to classic movies when I can get them. And but anyway, the cannibals in the movies were really stupid. They had people parts screwing and sinks and the diseases that were nuts. Yeah, you go special effects when they keystone. Nowadays they got everything they do with the green screen. Special effects, and that's what makes the movies nowadays. Yeah, because the stories suck, but there's always a special effects. Special effects makes the movies. Star Wars was the first one that had the best special effects I ever seen. When I first seen the very first Star Wars, when it comes on and that the words coming down, all of a sudden this big ship come across the thing. I was like, wow. And I done seen every Star Wars movie that they were, and every episode of The Mandalorian, and every spinoff that they have. Like I said, I'm sci-fi. Same thing with Star Trek, Babylon 5, Deep Space Nine, all of them. I watched them all. Now they got this new one out called Debris. I haven't seen it yet, but I recorded it because I want to see what it's about, but I haven't had a chance yet because I have so much stuff on my plate lately. Let's see what powers we do not have with or superheroes. Okay, or superhero movies, man. Superhero movies. You got my nephew, man. He can tell you everything you want to know about superheroes. You'd be surprised. There's superheroes out there that you don't even know about. Most of us know about what we just see in the movies, but if you knew comic books or go to Comic-Con and stuff like that, you'd be surprised. Now, me and him have this discussion a lot. We talk about what power would you want? If you had to get one power, what would you want? Would you want to be strong like Superman? Would you want to be Flash? Like the Flash? Would you want to be the Invisible Man? I mean, what power would you want? See, we used to have this all the time. Would you want to be able to teleport? Like those guys, those mutant guys in the X-Men, stuff like that. What power would you want? Would you want to be a metahuman or whatever? It's always something. My husband is a sci-fi that are almost as bad, but not quite. Sci-fi is so much fun. I mean, to double tap it. Yeah, because see, it's always real. And then, not always real. It's always real, really entertaining. But I mean, some of the stuff that we see in sci-fi back, like I say, in the 60s and 70s, is now real life. Like the little phasers and the little cell phones. Remember, we had the first one was like about the size of a shoebox. The first little cell phone, and now they really small now. They like it's big, and now they got wristwatches with TVs and talking and all that stuff. You got a computer in your house. You got a robot in your house. You got Alexa. You know, Alexa told me this. Alexa told me that. You know, and stuff like that. And then you got the Connect. If you got the Connect game, you know, they watching you. You know, TV is watching you. Your TV, my computer right now is watching me. It's somebody on the other end somewhere that can actually push a button and watch me. You know, so I'm just saying, this is the 21st century, right? This is 2021. So I guess it's the 22nd century, right? Because it's always like a year, century ahead. Yeah. So we're working in the 22nd century. So that's why they're going to come up with all these electronic cars. Which one of the car dealerships said they're not going to make gas model cars after next year. I forgot which car company it was, but after next year, there will be no more gas operated cars that they will be making. I remember when they used to make cars out of steel. Now they're all fiberglass. Remember when they used to make cars out of steel? I got hit by one. I can tell you. But now everything's going, you know, so much ahead now. Laura said this like Dick Tracy watch. Grandpa, I remember Dick Tracy. Yeah. I remember reading about him in the comic books all the time. Dick Tracy. I keep my cameras covered over my phone and laptop. But they do be watching you. And now, you know, you read about it almost every other day that somebody got a small camera about the size of a thumbnail. They don't put it in somebody's locker room or bathroom at one of these restaurants or something. They've been recording people. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Hey, Erica, how you doing? Hey, Aaron, how you doing? I had mentioned you earlier, Aaron. I was telling people that you were giving courses in shooting the arrows, shooting bow and arrows down in Dayton, around that area down there, and that you have a YouTube channel and that you have Facebook, and that they can go in there and actually get the address and watch you shoot, watch you teach the guy to shoot. Yeah, I always thought that was kind of amazing. I seen that last week. The guy learned to do an arrow. Because with the price of ammo nowadays, it's hard to find it. It's too expensive. So remember, if you're going to do bartering, if you're going to barter items, I'm going to tell everybody, don't barter ammo. Because, see, if they know you got ammo and they don't have ammo, but you give them just enough ammo to come and take your ammo, you won't have ammo either. You might not be alive because, see, you can't really trust people, but you can trust them up to a point. So I would say ammo and alcohol is what I wouldn't get because a drunk person has no way of knowing what they're doing. If they drunk, I mean, people can drink and not get drunk, but then the ones you see them, the ones that get drunk, they have no control. The alcohol just takes over. So you're welcome. Let's see, until the look get a hold of it. Yeah. I want to learn the crossbow like Daryl. Daryl, man. Yeah, Daryl the crossbow. Yep. Yeah, make sure you get extra arrows because sometimes you might not be able to retrieve your arrows like Daryl. But Daryl's a bad dude. Daryl and Curl, they bad people. You meet a lot of people like that. That's the kind of people you want to have on your side. Only share ammo with my bag. That's funny. 6-shooter homestead and preppy says I will only share ammo with my bag. That's funny. That's funny. Make sure you got a lot of magazines because you don't want to have to keep trying to load up. That's why I tell people, make sure you got a lot of magazines because if anything happens, you never know what's going to happen in this crazy mixed up world. If you get into a firefight and you got one magazine, and when the magazine is empty, what you going to have to do? You're going to have to reload the magazine, which takes time. I don't care how long it takes you to reload it. That 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds could cost you your life. So I'm saying always carry extra magazines, even if you got your personal CCW on you every day. I do. I always carry more than one magazine. I got the one in the gun and 3 others I always carry. So just in case, you know. But a lot of people just say you just carry their one. But that's okay, as long as you're carrying something. But like I say, I believe in capacity, you know. Okay. Nicole Lake Erie Prepper. I am actually rewatching The Walking Dead now. Which episodes are you on? You know, okay. Unpaid explore bulk. Yeah. You know what, John Coffey, that is a good idea because some of these air guns are like they're not like the ones I grew up with. Some of them got some pressure on them, and they can actually shoot .177 ammo, which is almost a 22. And it can really do some damage. You can kill somebody with that if you shoot them in the right place. But you don't expect to shoot somebody through a coat because you can't get no penetration. Okay. So look here. I don't went way past where I was supposed to be. I got the drifting and talking. And so I'm gonna have to cut it short because I don't want to keep you guys here just listening to me babble, which I'm seeing like I tend to do. He said, I always carry at least one spare magazine. That's excellent. I always carry an extra magazine. And then it says, I love The Walking Dead. Rick is the man. Yeah. Yeah, Rick is still alive. He's doing movies now, but he's no longer on there now. Daryl's the man. And they got all these other people out there. But yeah, Rick was cool. But I always wonder what would have happened if Shane would have still been alive and running the group. I don't always wonder. Sasha and Glenn. Oh man, don't even mention Sasha. That was so sad. Sasha and Glenn. Man, Glenn actually brought a tear to my eye. I didn't cry, but he brought a tear to my eye. Therese. And you know what? Therese was good, but he got soft. He had got real soft because he wouldn't kill that guy when right at the terminus. Right after Terminus, Therese got soft. That's why he ended up getting bit by that guy's brother. What's his name? Everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Chris. Everybody hate Chris. Remember him? Now that one made me cry when he died because of the way he died. That one was sad. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of characters on there end up dying on that show. A lot of them. Amy. Wow. That was sad. Amy. Let me see. Now Amy. Now I'm thinking. Now that's Beth. I was thinking Beth. Beth was the sister. No, Amy was the one that Rick liked when they was in that town. Whose son couldn't keep quiet. Y'all remember that one when his son kept saying "Mama, Mama, Mama," and they ate him. And then I think that was Amy the one that got ate, or was Amy the one that got shot through the eye with the arrow? Glenn was one of my favorites. Glenn, oh man, that was sad with Glenn. You see, there's a lot of people got killed. Yeah, I'm running your playlist tonight. Oh, okay. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, because I definitely need the hours. Yeah. Glenn and Carl. Carl died. Got bit. Adrian, I was made them kill her all. Yeah, my favorite now is Negan and Judith. Judith ass kicker. Adrian and Amy. Oh, Amy was the sister of Adrian. Oh, Adrian, I thought was she was a fool, fooling with the governor. But Amy got killed almost at the beginning. Yeah, she got killed when they was up there at that campground. And she was outside the what was that, mobile home. And they got them when they raided the camp. Yeah. Beth was Maggie's sister. Yeah, I remember Beth. I thought Beth and Daryl was gonna get together. They never did. Yeah, but Amy, yeah, so I almost forgot Amy because she got killed real quick, and Adrian became Adrian. You know, basically, Adrian and Michonne was good friends until the governor came along. Yep. So see, you got me talking to Walking Dead. I could talk Walking Dead all day long because see, I don't watch all the episodes. I watched all these people who end up dying, just leaving the show that I thought wasn't gonna even die. You know, like I actually like T-Dog. I thought he was cool. First, I didn't like him at the beginning, but then he was cool. I was crying when beheaded Marshall outside. Oh yeah, that was sad. That was sad. You wanted to? I'm gonna tell you the saddest one. Even though I thought it was right to do, I would just say this. Watch the flowers. Look at the flowers. Remember that one? We had when Curl took the girl, told her to watch the flowers. Now that was crazy. That was crazy. She shot that girl, but the girl had to die because she killed her little sister. It was crazy. That was the saddest one. Look at the flowers. Yeah, my show is Z Nation. Z Nation is crazy too. Notice all the good people in the beginning. But that one died off, and you end up with like a handful of people. There's a core group now. Sarge is still there though. Nigga, not Megan. The Walking Dead killed off too many of my favorite people. Look at the flowers. They did, but that what kept it because it was based on the comic book. And in the comic book, all these people died except Carl didn't die in the comic book, and then they added people that's in there. You know, like Daryl was not in the comic book. They added Daryl. He was in the comic books, and then Ezekiel actually in the comic books, he got beheaded, and his head was placed on a pike. But that's a whole other story, Ezekiel. But they didn't do that in the TV. They changed it. The comic book is over with. Now they doing it the way they want to do it. You like The Walking Dead if you like Z Nation. Yeah, next season is the last season. After next season, there's no more Walking Dead. It's gonna be just the spinoffs. I watch the spinoffs too, so it's gonna be no more Walking Dead. Let's see, Nicole. I tried half an episode, couldn't get into it. It starts off slow. Because they build characters. I'm gonna tell you the second season is really slow. That's when they stuck on Herschel's farm. That's the slowest season. But after the second season, I think that's because they had the writers' strike that year. And so they had to just basically do nothing for like a whole year. And they were all just stuck on the farm, this, that, and the other. But after that, the third and all the way up is the key. Love Ariel is the tiger. I tried with the tiger. Oh man, that tiger. That tiger. Ezekiel, this tiger. Ezekiel. Man, that tiger was something else. He saved his life. The tiger got ate though. Yep. See, it's a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. One thing about The Walking Dead, the reason I kept watching it because you never know from week to week what was gonna happen. You never knew. You never knew who was gonna die. You never who was gonna live. You tried to watch the comic books, because you get the comic books online and see who was gonna do what, but then it didn't match up. Yeah, Ezekiel and Curl got married. Remember that? Yeah, so then you have all these offspring groups and stuff like that. Like I say, I watched The Walking Dead. It came on Sundays, which I had a lot of time to watch after watching the Browns play like The Walking Dead for like 5 years in a row. But I'm not going to get into the football thing because sometimes we didn't win but one game. Sometimes we didn't win none. But anyway, let's see. In prepping spinoffs will suck, in my opinion. Homestead. The prepping, I agree. I did get into the first spot of a little. All right, yeah, but look here. I've been talking more than I really wanted to talk about, but I got hooked on The Walking Dead. It's just like talking to aliens with me, but I'm gonna have to go. Nicole, laugh out loud, worried to have bad memories. I'm glad everybody showed up, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed my conversations because sometimes I tend to drift, especially when I'm tired. And like I say, my allergies been acting up because the weather changing and it's really wet out there. We getting the remnants of that weather that they get down south. We got rain. It's supposed to rain for the next 16 hours, all the way through the day into tomorrow. All right, then. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and thank you too.